It has been 1 year since we launched our DTF transfer business called Merch Studio, and it has been a life changer. In this video, we will be giving you a 1-year update and share our growth, challenges, and the things we learned throughout the year. I'll also be sharing the highs and lows, how starting and growing this business has affected our mental health, and where we are now. We'll be talking about a lot of things, so if you're thinking about getting a DTF printer or starting your own DTF transfer business, hopefully you'll learn something from this video.
Let's make t-shirts.
So this is our first DTF printer. It's a 2-head Oddly DTF printer, and we've had it since October of 2021. We bought it for our online t-shirt business that is the brainchild of my son Raven. He does all the front-end stuff like designing, social media, marketing, etc. And we do all the back-end stuff like printing, packing, and shipping. This printer can print up to 25 linear feet per hour. That's about 50 full-size transfers, and this was way more than what we needed. So we were only using it about 20% of the time. A friend of mine suggested we maximize profitability by providing custom transfers for other small business owners that make shirts for their clients, and that's how Merch Studio was born. Boy, we had no idea what we were getting ourselves into. All right, let's get to it. As you can see here, we had our first order on January 25th, and we had a total of 7 orders with an average order value of $52 in January. In February, we had 31 orders with an average order value of $105. We weren't making that much profit at this point, but I added Coach Matt, who's a miracle worker when it comes to graphics, to help me with answering questions, quoting, and creating gang sheets for our clients. I figured that with him on the team, I could focus on more of the business growing activities. March was a good growth month. We had 45 orders with an average value of $136. There wasn't any crazy thing happening during that month, and with Matt on board, it was pretty smooth sailing. April was a good growth month for us. We had 51 orders with an average order value of $108. Up until this point, I was still kind of iffy about this new DTF business. Sure, we were making some money, but all of it was going to supplies, payroll, and other business-related expenses. Now, to be fair, the business was only 3 months old at the time. May was when we started really thinking about this business as a serious business. We had 80 orders with an average order value of $123. In May, we had a total shift in our mindset. We were starting to see the growth potential of our DTF business, and we decided to invest more into it financially. We started shopping around for a second printer and started planning how to optimize our garage for DTF printing, because at this point, we were under the mercy of the day's weather. And if you know a little bit about DTF printing, you'll know that it is not a good situation to be in, because to consistently get good prints, you have to control the temperature and humidity in your print shop. Now, June, it got a little bit crazier. We had 110 orders with an average order value of $116. We ordered a second printer, which was a 4-head Raptor 2 from DTF Superstore. We also put in a lot of time installing our vent system and had a professional electrician put in the air conditioning. Oh, and we took out the screen printing equipment that was in the shop, in the garage, together with the first printer, and put it on display at our supplier's shop. It was a pretty crazy time with so much happening. On top of that, our ordering and fulfillment system started to break down because it wasn't designed for, custom gang sheets and DTF printing. You see, up to this point, we were sending quotes and invoices via Wix, uploading gang sheets to Google Drive, downloading them into the printer's PC, then manually changing the names of the Google Drive folders after they're printed so that we know that they've been printed. To ship, we would manually copy-paste the client's shipping address from their Wix invoice to Pirate Ship, buy the label, copy the link to the tracking information, and email that to the individual clients. It was a lot of work with no automation, and we had a hard time tracking which orders were printed and shipped. Needless to say, we botched quite a few orders that month and lost a few clients. So in July, we had 109 orders with an average order value of $137. By this month, our whole fulfillment process was a total mess. We made so many mistakes with shipping addresses, missing deadlines, and overlooked orders. It was total chaos, and we decided that it was time to streamline our system. We hired a web developer to build our new website. The thing is, streamlining the ordering, production, and shipping systems take time. So it took a while before we had everything set up. I think it was around this time that we seriously started thinking about quitting. We were were stressed all the time and we felt like a failure. But the great thing about this being a husband and wife business is that whenever I feel like giving up, my wife pumps me up and keeps me going, and vice versa. Oh, and the second printer arrived too. That by itself is a totally different video. Moving on. So in August, we had 143 orders with an average order value of $175. At the beginning of this month, we just felt like we were surviving, trying to catch up, and everything was still madness and stressful. At this point, the biggest issue that we had was that the left hand did not know what the right hand was doing. Customer service, production, fulfillment, they were all doing their own thing, and none of the systems were integrated. In fact, even our computers were not networked at this point, which is ridiculous considering we have quite a few. At first, we tried to solve this by making everything go through me. Big mistake. Let's just say that I bit more than I can chew, and instead of fixing the problem, I became the bottleneck. So we tried out a few more things. For example, we subscribed to Zapier so that we can import orders from JotForm to ShipStation. We also added a gang sheet designer on our website to lessen the errors from ganging the graphics ourselves, network the computers, and got Dropbox to auto-download print files. We also came up with a file naming convention to auto-organize our print list, etc., etc., etc. By late August, our new system was up and running. Thank God. Now our website has a gang sheet designer where clients can upload their files and create their own gang sheets. But there's also an option to just upload a file if you created it using your own software. In our new platform, we can send them quotes that they can approve and pay for, and we have a production calendar that tells us when to print what file and what order. Mwah! So the system was ready and we solved all the initial problems that we had. But the thing was, our team, including myself, were not ready. We had to unlearn our old ways of doing things and adapt to our new system. All three of us, my wife, myself, and Matt, we had to learn to navigate this whole new system, and it took us a while. On top of that, we added another team member to help with customer service, so we had a new member to train while we were learning the ropes. We were really happy with the increase in revenues that we were seeing. We were all very overwhelmed. In fact, during the highest earning month that we've had so far, when my wife and I started to seriously consider quitting. Thankfully, we kept each other strong. When I felt like quitting, she would encourage me and keep me going, and I would do the same for her when she was feeling that way. So we're gonna split the September data into September 1 to 15 and September 12 to the 30th. We're gonna do that because it was during this time when we transitioned from Wix to doing Deco Network, which is our new system. So September 1st to September 15th in Wix, we had 53 orders with an average order value of $198. Now in Deco Network, we use two payment systems, Stripe and PayPal. We're gonna split our order data into those that are coming from Stripe and those that are coming from PayPal. So from September 12th to the 30th, in Stripe, we had 106 orders with an average order value of $126.32. In PayPal, we had 89 orders with an average order value of $113. In September, the system was pretty much in place. We still needed to tweak certain aspects, but we had a system that was running and functional. However, this month was also super crazy and we weren't ready for the volume of orders we received in the new system. Do you see the pattern here? I see a pattern here. Anyways, this month we had about 250 orders and we were pretty much running around like a headless chicken. Processing orders, answering questions, putting out fires, reprinting badly gang sheets, etc., etc., etc. Whoo! You know that song, Wake Me Up When September Ends? Yeah, pretty much that. Moving on to October, in Stripe, we had 169 orders with an average order value of $143.74. In PayPal, we had a total of 155 orders with an average order value of $112. So October was still crazy for us, and we were still always trying to get orders out. At this point, our super moms, those are the moms that help us out with production, were already trained and pretty much on point. Thank God for super moms. But we still had an issue with quality control. Now, don't get me wrong, we were printing great prints. These two printers that we have, they're awesome printers. However, with the sheets that we were ganging, we would have overlaps and little errors that we would miss. So we did a whole bunch of reprints and had some very frustrated clients, and we lost quite a bit of money on reprints and reships. It was still a very frustrating time, and at any given time, either my wife or I wanted wanted to quit despite the revenues that were coming in. In November, we had 160 orders in Stripe with an average order value of $132.74. And in PayPal, we had 140 orders with an average order value of $128. At this point, we were all pretty much settled into our system. And even though we had to fulfill 300 orders this month, it felt a little slower. Though the production team, also known as the super moms, were still super hectic most of the time, I actually had some days where I would just sit in the office for 1 or 2 hours with nothing to do but wait for rush orders. To be honest, it was pretty refreshing, but I got bored on those days. Now at first, I tried to help out the super moms, but for some reason, they didn't like me being there. They said I stressed them out.
And here I am again.
I don't know why. I mean, it's not like I'm always reminding them of the number of orders we still had to print and ship out that day. Anyways, November was pretty good for me. The system was working 95% of the time and we're able to ship most of the orders earlier than the deadline. We still made a few mistakes with orders here and there, but as always, we corrected them and reshipped them. And for all of our clients that have been so patient while we were scaling up, we cannot express how grateful we are that you stuck with us through all of this mess. All right, on to the last month of the year, 2022, December. Our data is only from December 1st to the 20th because that is when I'm recording this video. So our Stripe data is up to December 19th and we had 108 orders with an average order value of $151.34. In PayPal, our data is up to December 20th. We had 129 orders with an average order value of $107. So like I said, it is now December 20th. We still have quite a few orders to get out before we can get out on holiday mode. Our systems are not yet perfect, but we're getting there one step at a time. We're super excited about 2023. We don't know where we're gonna be at the end of the year when we do this video. Are we gonna be bigger? Are we gonna be in the shop? You know, are we still gonna be in this garage with 2 printers? Or are we gonna go into sublimation and UV DTF and all these other printing methods? But I shared this video in the hopes that by watching it, you will have a better understanding of what it will take for you to get through your first year of business. When you do start a business, come in understanding that there are gonna be problems and that you need to learn to love the mess and enjoy the challenges, and to always welcome the problems that come up, because these problems present opportunities to improve your systems, and being able to improve these systems will increase the value of your business. I hope you learned something from this video, and I'm excited to see you start and grow a business. This is Gerald from Merch Studio. Let's make t-shirts.